guys, before the next episode starts, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Now let's begin. Gamin is shown walking with Sehan. As they walk, Sehan's eyes suddenly land on a boy. He immediately recognizes him and says, I know that guy. Gamin, curious, asks, who? Sehan, still looking at him, says, that's Gyeongyun. We used to study in same school. Then suddenly he remembers something and says, wait, did not he go to the US to study? Did he came back from there? As Sehan is still thinking about it, Gamin has already made up his mind. I am going to bring him into the study group. Without waiting, he starts running towards Gyeon. Sehan quickly tries to stop him, grabbing his arm. Don't go to him. But Gamin pulls away. Sehan insists, you don't know anything about this guy. But Gamin doesn't stop and reaches Gyeon. Gamin excitedly asks, you came back from the US, right? Your English must be really good. Will you join our study group? Gyeon, slightly confused, asks, study group? What study group? Gamin replies, there are two of us right now. Will you join too? Gyeon smirks slightly and says, are not you worried that people will make you their next target? Gamin doesn't say anything. Gyeon then turns away and says, I am not joining your study group. He walks away, leaving Gamin standing there. Meanwhile, Miss Lehan is shown taking a class. As soon as the class ended, she says class is over. All the students stand up and leave, but as they leave, Miss Lehan noticed something strange. She looks around and realizes something. Lehan is not here. Noticing this, she tries calling his house, but no one picks up the call, so she takes out Lehan information and decided to go to his house to check on him. Next day, Gamin is shown sitting in the library with Sehan again, waiting for anyone to join their study group. Every time a message pops up on his phone, he excitedly checks it, but it always turns out to be about something else. Sehan watches this and finally says, you could just take online lectures instead, right? Hearing this, Gamin starts listing out every single online lecture he has already attended. Then when Sehan mentions a specific academy, Gamin starts naming 10-20 different academies he has already studied. Sehan finally gives up. This guy has already studied from everywhere, yet still doesn't get it. He thinks to himself. Meanwhile, Gamin looks down feeling sad. No one came to join our study group. He mumbles. At that moment, Miss Lehan arrives saying her. Gamin immediately stands up. Miss Lehan looks at them and asks, why do you both look so down? Because no one came for the study group. She then smiles and says, it's okay, sometimes you just need to go out and have a change of scene. Come on, let's go out for a while. Saying this, she takes them to the market. Once they arrived, she leads them to bookstore. Inside the bookstore, she picks up a book and asks Gamin, what about this one? Do you want to buy it? It's good one. Gamin glances at it and says, I already have this one at home. She picks up another book and asks, what about this one? He replies the same way, I already have this one at home too. One by one, she keeps picking books, and every time Gamin already owns them all. So Gamin decides to browse the store on his own. As he walks around, he gets fascinated by the pens. Instead of picking just one, he ended up grabbing 20 to 30 pens, all from different brands. While exploring, his eyes suddenly land on a book. He picks it up and stares at it in surprise. For a moment, he seems completely shocked, but just as Sehan's voice calls out to him, Gamin quickly hides the book behind his back, making sure Sehan doesn't see it. After walking around for so long, they all sit together to eat. Once they finish, they go to get ice cream, but the problem, there are way too many flavors. Every time they look at a new one, they feel like getting that one too. This one looks good, but wait, this one too. After much debate, they finally pick a flavor that's everyone's favorite. As they eat, they start chatting. Someone asks Gamin, why did you buy so many pens? Do they all have different writing styles? Gamin nods and start explaining. Every pen has its own feel when writing. Then he turns to Sehan and asks, which pen do you use? Sehan takes out his pen and shows it to him. Gamin immediately recognizes it and starts explaining everything about its features. Then he sighs and says, I should have bought that one too. Meanwhile, Miss Lehan is sitting quietly listening to their conversation. After a while, they suddenly turn to her and ask, if you were a top school teacher, why did you join another school? You could have taught at a much better place, right? Miss Lehan took a deep breath and said, I missed my chance during registration for a certain reason. That's why I ended up teaching at this school. She then shifted the conversation towards their study group. You guys should have give up. Keep trying and eventually someone will join your study group. After that, everyone started heading home. As Miss Lehan walked back, her eyes fell on her bag. Wait, what is this book? She muted, frowning. I did not buy this one. At the same time, Gamin also noticed something missing. Where's my book? He had brought it from the bookstore, but now it was gone. Thinking for a second, he realized it must have ended up in Miss Lehan's bag by mistake. Sehan saw him worrying and said, she will return it at school tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Let's just go home. Meanwhile, Miss Lehan was walking home while calling Gamin. She looked at the book in her bag and dialed his number, but Gamin ignored her call. At that moment, Miss Lehan reached her apartment. As she pulled out her keys to unlock the door, she suddenly noticed something. Her lock was already broken. Her heart skipped a beat. She immediately stepped back, feeling uneasy. Someone's inside, she thought. Meanwhile, Gamin has just stepped out of a shower. He picked up his phone and noticed Miss Lehan's missed calls. Back at Miss Lehan's house, she cautiously stepped inside. Her eyes scanned the room and then she saw Lehan. He was standing there inside her house, but he was not alone. He had brought several other guys with him. Miss Lehan's face froze. In shock, she glared at him and asked, "What are you doing in my house?" Lehan smirked and replied, "You told me I could come to you anytime if I needed to talk, so I came to your house to talk." Miss Lehan's expression turned cold. "I never said you could come to my house. You can talk to me at school just like everyone else. Now leave quietly. I don't want to report you to the police." Lehan chuckled, shaking his head. "You are only been in our school for a few days, yet you are already turned everyone against you. So stop pretending and just do your job." He paused for a moment before continuing, "I don't want to say much, but Bihan sent me here. He told me to deal with you." Miss Lehan frowned, confused. "Who is Bihan?" Lehan looked at her in disbelief. "You don't know who Bihan is?" He scoffed as if the idea was ridiculous. Miss Lehan did not waste any time. She immediately reached for her phone to call the police, but before she could dial, Lehan lunged. Exact moment Gamin was also trying to call Miss Lehan, but since her phone had been taken away, she could not answer. Then without warning, Lehan suddenly struck Miss Lehan, making her stumble. She barely had time to react before he raised his hand again, ready to hit her once more, but just then, all the lights in the house suddenly went out. The entire room was plunged into darkness. Lehan froze, his eyes darting around. What just happened? He muttered, trying to adjust to the pitch-black surroundings. At that moment, someone entered the house. A mysterious young man appeared, moving swiftly through the darkness before Lehan and his man could react. He struck them down one by one with quick, precise movements. Miss Lehan, still disoriented, could barely understand what was happening. The next thing she knew, the mysterious figure grabbed her hand and pulled her out of the house. Lehan and others quickly scrambled to their feet and ran after them, but the rescuer was fast, expertly waving through the halls while guiding Miss Lehan. Finally, he reached the elevator and pressed the button. No one had seen his face. Lehan realizes he had missed the elevator, ran towards the stairs, leading his group of guys with him. They rushed down, determined to catch up. Inside the elevator, the masked man finally revealed his face. The moment Miss Lehan saw him, her eyes widened in shock. "You are Gyeon!" she blurted out. "You are the one who helped me lift the drums?" Gyeon didn't respond. The elevator doors opened and they quickly stepped into the parking garage. But as soon as they reached the open space, more guys started showing up. These were the same people they had been hiding from, and now even the ones who had taken the stairs had arrived. Seeing them, Gyeon quickly grabbed Miss Lehan and led her toward a car, using it as cover. Miss Lehan, still shaken, pulled out her phone. She snatched Gyeon's phone and quickly tries to make a call, but before she could press the number, one of the guys grabbed her arm and yanked the phone away. With a smirk, he threw it aside, letting it crash onto the ground. Gyeon, seeing this, immediately launched in a fight. He fought them off and tries to pull Miss Lehan away again, but it was too late. They were completely surrounded. There was no way out. Miss Lehan, realizing this, stepped forward and pleaded, "Enough, stop this, listen to me." Before she could finish, one of the guys suddenly struck her. She collapsed onto the ground, unconscious. Gyeon's eyes widened in shock, his fists clenching. He turned back to fight, but there were too many of them. He fought as hard as he could, but eventually they overpowered him. Blow after blow, Gyeon finally collapsed to the ground, blood trickling down to his face. Just then, Miss Lehan started regaining consciousness. As she opened her eyes, she saw what was happening. "Stop!" she cried weakly, trying to push herself up, but at the same time, Lehan started walking toward her. Meanwhile, Gamin is shown at home, feeling uneasy. He keeps checking his phone, worried because Miss Lehan is not answering his calls. "She never ignores my calls. This has never happened before." At the same time, Lehan is about to hit Miss Lehan again, but just then, Gamin arrives at the scene. He rushed forward and asked, "Miss Lehan, are you okay?" Lehan looked at Gamin and smirks. "You think I'm scared of you?" Before he can say another word, Gamin lands a single powerful punch, sending Lehan flying. Lehan crashed to the ground and lost his consciousness on the spot. His body was already weak from the injuries he had received earlier from Gyeon, and now with Gamin hit, he was completely knocked out. Saying this, the other guys charge at Gamin, attacking him from all sides, but Gamin fights them all off effortlessly, taking them down one by one. Meanwhile, at home, Gamin's mother Ishan entered his room. She had came to wake him up, but when she looked inside, he was not there. Froying, she looked around the room. Where could he have gone at this hour? Then her eyes landed on something. Realization struck her immediately. He is training. Back at the parking garage, Gamin was in full combat mode. The remaining guys hesitated, fearful of approaching him, but they still charged forward. One by one, that they got knocked out, back falling on the ground. After taking down the last guy, Gamin immediately ran over to Miss Lehan. He knelt beside her and asked, Miss Lehan, are you okay? Just then Lehan regained consciousness, but the Lehan grabbed a bottle nearby and was about to attack Gamin. With the bottle, Gion rushed forward and stopped him just in time, but his anger did not stop her. He snapped, gripping Gamin tightly, pushing him against the wall. His breathing was heavy and his eyes burned with rage. He kept hitting Gamin as if he was ready to kill him on the spot. Saying this, Miss Lehan gasped in shock. Gamin, trying to defeat himself, said, I don't know why you are this angry, but you are going to fall. But Gion was not listening. He gritted his teeth and shouted, you are the one who broke Miss Lehan door. Were not you? Then I will break you. Just like that door. His grip tightened, his punch landing with more force. Gamin struggled but still managed to say, I get it, but stop. You need to calm down. Gion's rage only grew stronger. He shoved Gamin back and yelled, how can I calm down? My mother is dead. His voice echoed in the empty parking lot. His breathing was raised, his hands trembling. Don't interfere. Just leave me alone. Gamin did not back away. He stood his ground, refusing to leave Gion alone in his anger. Meanwhile, Miss Lehan was watching everything, taking in every word. Just then, Lehan broke free from the others and ran away. The rest of the guys followed behind him, disappearing into the shadows. As soon as they were gone, Gion turned his frustration onto himself. He clenched his fist, shaking with anger. Gamin wanted to help him, but Gion refused. Instead, he turned to Miss Lehan and said, whatever punishment you want to give to those scumbags, go ahead, but never trust punishment alone. It never brings real justice. Miss Lehan froze at his words. Gion looked straight into her eyes and added, I am telling you this because you remind me of my mother. As Gion turned to leave, he looked at Gamin one last time and said, open your eyes. You should not be so obsessed with this study group idea. With that, he walked away. Miss Lehan, now feeling a bit better, quickly went back home to get the book that had accidentally added up in her bag. She returned and handed it back to Gamin. Gamin, however, was still worried about her. He looked at her carefully and asked, are you sure you are okay? Miss Lehan forced a small smile and replied, yes, I am completely fine. Then the scene shifted to Gamin, holding the book he had picked up earlier. The title of the book was You Become What You Think About It. Even though Miss Lehan had assured Gamin that she was fine, things was different once she got home. She stood in the middle of her room, visibly shaken. Her apartment was a mess. Her phone was missing, and when she finally found it, the screen was shattered. She took a deep breath and reached for the phone helpline. Just as she was about to dial, there was a sudden knock on the door. Her body stiffened slowly. She walked to the door and hesitated before opening it. Standing outside was the same student who had attacked her earlier, but this time his face was filled with regret. Tears welled up in his eyes as he lowered his head. Please forgive me, Miss Lehan. I only did it because of Pihan. I never wanted to hurt you. I swear I did not mean it. He looked up at her with desperation. Can you forgive me? Miss Lehan took a deep breath and finally said, just leave, I forgive you. The student nodded quickly, about to walk away, but just before he left, Miss Lehan stopped him. Wait, I want to ask you something. At that moment, the scene cut off. The next thing shown was Gamin and Sehon sitting in the library again. A few days had passed, but still no one had joined their study group. Both Gamin and Sehon were getting frustrated over the fact that no one had joined their study group yet. As they sat in silence, Gamin suddenly shouted, startling Sehon, I will make this happen, no matter what, he declared with determination. Without wasting another second, he walked toward a classroom, but just as he was about to enter, he hesitated. His confidence wavered and he started reconsidering his decision. Noticing this, Sehon quickly woke up. Hurry up and go inside before I change my mind too. Before Gamin could react, Sehon gave him a hard shove, pushing him into the class and shutting the door behind him. Gamin stomped inside, trying to catch his balance, but as soon as he looked up, his entire body froze. It was a girl's classroom. Every single girl turned to look at him, their eyes filled with confusion. What is this guy doing here? They are wondered. And with that, this part comes to an end. The next part will be coming soon. Okay, bye bye.